I'm Eva at propertyfinder.ae, and today my guest is Ryan Hudson from Allsopp Allsopp. He's our Dubai winner of the Outstanding Agent Award for this month. Hey Ryan.
Hello, how are you? Good?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
No problem, thank you for the award.
You're welcome, well deserved.
Thank you.
How long have you been in the industry for?
I've been in the industry for 5.5 years, nearly 6 years. 3.5 years of that has been in Dubai.
Which area do you specialise in?
Specialise in Dubai Marina, JBR and the Palm Jumeirah.
And why did you decide to become a real estate agent?
When you leave school, you just need to find a job which is going to kind of match your personality, and I've got quite a vibrant personality. I'm a little bit active, I can't sit down, I can't keep still. So it's something which just kind of I can use my energy with, and I love the property market. I've always had a good interest in property, so it matched me quite well.
How would you describe the current property market?
Got no complaints about the current property market. I think it's brilliant. There's a lot of tenants who can now afford to be able to buy their first home. Other people who have been living in a certain apartments who can now upgrade to the perfect home, to the dream home. So it's an amazing property market. It's unbelievable. It's amazing to be able to go out with clients and show them stuff which 2, 3, 4 years ago they never even dreamt of being able to buy. Tell
me about your big achievement this month's Palm Jumeirah, amazing success.
It was a good sale. It was I have to give a credit to my colleagues Joe and Alim as well, who also helped me with them. Helped me with the clients. We were taking them out around the Dubai Marina. We took them out to a few penthouses at a lower budget, and we just couldn't find anything which was perfect for them. And then we just found this unbelievable, amazing penthouse which he completely fell in love with and signed on the dotted line.
How do you tailor your approach so you set yourself apart?
The most important thing for me, which I think I do a lot differently than other agents, is I'm just completely myself. I don't put any act, I don't try and be somebody else. I think the most important thing about this job is people buy into people. So when we're doing viewings or speaking to clients or landlords, I try and keep it as enjoyable as possible. Obviously you've got to educate these clients, you've got to educate the sellers, but just to make sure that when a buyer's buying a property, the experience is enjoyable. They get on with the agents who they're buying through, and you're completely just honest and transparent. Even if it means bad news, just be completely honest, because nobody wants the time wasting anyway, and they'll appreciate at the end when you have been honest with them.
What has been your favourite listing ever? What made it so special?
The favourite listing, the favourite sale, the most satisfying sale that I've probably ever done was for a gentleman who had it on with about 5 or 6 different agents. He's quite a big deal in Dubai as well, so he didn't really need to put his trust into one single agent. He did. I met up with him, educated him on the market, where the market's going, who the buyer was, who he had interested, etc, etc. He just built trust with him, and in the end put his trust in me to sell his apartment. The buyer was even more amazing. They were both literally a million miles away from even ever considering to be able to sell that apartment. Brought them together and got the deal done. Any
words of advice for someone looking to sell their property in Dubai?
The only advice I'd probably give them is to ensure that they go with a strong agent who's going to spend the money on the advertisement, i.e. premium listings with Property Finder, verified listings, and just to be realistic, because if you're not realistic and you spend a lot of time advertising your property for such a high price, then it becomes a little bit stale within the market.
What's your favourite place to go for dinner, brunch, or on an adventure over the weekend?
I do actually go on quite a lot of brunches, probably too much. Me and my fiancée, we love going to the Jumeirah Beach Hotel.
Oh, that's
nice. One of our favourite places.
If you had 2 million dirhams to invest in real estate, where would you put your money?
I wouldn't look anywhere else apart from the Dubai Marina or the Palm Jumeirah. The 2 areas which, when you step foot off the plane in Dubai, instantly everybody knows about them. Them 2 areas are always going to be renowned as the most popular areas in Dubai, because it's always going to have the most buyers who are going to be interested.
If you didn't work in real estate, what career would you choose?
I'd love to be a football player, but I don't think I'm good enough. I'd love to play for Liverpool, but yeah.
You're a great supporter.
Yeah, I'll stick to real estate.
Okay. What is the question that you're most often asked by property seekers?
I can answer this for every single real estate agent in Dubai. How is the market? When will the market pick up? Is it going to go down? These questions are asked every single day.
How big of a role does Property Finder play in your day-to-day job?
I think it's probably one of the most important roles in my day-to-day job. Is whenever you're speaking to a client or you're speaking to a buyer or a landlord or a seller or whoever, you've got to refer them over to Property Finder. You've got to refer them to keep an eye out on verified listings, the premium listings, how they can expose their property more if they're selling, how they can stay away from fake listings if they're a buyer for verified listings. So it educates the market, which is just makes my life a lot easier.
Fantastic, I'm glad to hear it. I can see that you're super passionate about what you do. Congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best
Thank you very
in your
much.
real estate career and in the future and in Dubai.
Super. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, do you have what it takes to be our next winner? Go to propertyfinder.ae/forward league to apply. Good luck!